Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? It's me, Victor here. Let's get this started. I have to apologize for not actually uploading last night. Basically, I was really tired after everything was finished uploading that whole live stream. As soon as I put my head down in the pillow, I conked out. That was it for me. So I'm doing it now. Let's get started.
Hello? Anybody there? Something's not right.
Chicken.
Hey, relax. Hang on. You can't be here. I'm putting you under arrest. Stay back, sir! I've got this! Officer, you need help? What are you doing? Get off! No! Get off of me!
Yep, Leon. Man. How old is Leon?
Jesus Christ.
Right here.
Money's in my account. Always a pleasure.
Attention, all citizens. Due to the citywide outbreak.
And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate. Whatever it takes to save this city.
Surprised you made it this far.
Need info on my extraction. Survival's your responsibility.
God damn it.
Will you help me? Of course.
It's an impressive display of strength. But we never meant for this to happen. It's coming. It's coming back.
Woo! Yes, yes. Capcom. Capcom is keeping it up with the. Oh man, it's really good to actually see a remake. To tell you guys the truth, I only played Resident Evil 2 with some of my family back when I was a kid. I can't remember a thing. Like, I only remember Leon, and I know Ada was in the game. I remember a few things. I remember a cop, like some of the cops. I used to have trouble controlling with the controls and everything and the buttons. I could not do anything. Plus, I hated the that you can only attack and you couldn't run that much. You couldn't move. That's the only thing I can remember. But that's the only thing I hated. You know, here and there. My full experience, and I know this is a shame. My full experience is I had my full experience is Resident Evil 5 and 6. And I know that's a shame. I never got to play Resident Evil 3. I never got to play Resident Evil 2. But I heard they were excellent. I'm not sure, like, on the status. Like I said, I don't remember a thing. And I'm not really part of the Resident Evil community. I don't know everybody's names by heart. But what I do remember is that I actually did enjoy. I'm one of those few people that actually enjoyed Resident Evil 5 and 6. In my opinion, yeah. But anyway, let's get started on some other things, yeah? So, I saw this as well. Some gameplay. So, let's check this out.
Well, if you watched the PlayStation Showcase last night, you might recognize this little friend here. It was from the Resident Evil 2 trailer, which debuted last night, and we've got some fine folks from Capcom right here and right now to give us a live gameplay demo. Let's check it out, gentlemen. Welcome.
Thank you so much, man. Thanks for having us.
That was an epic announcement last night at the showcase, and I mean, how long have you guys kind of been guarding this secret?
I mean, so we actually... we're teasing that this title was going to be in development about 3 years ago, August 2015.
Yeah.
But literally when we showed that off, it was a PowerPoint presentation, a stack of papers. That's literally what the game was. So it did take us some time, but we're finally here. Super happy to have it here at PlayStation. So.
Well, I'm a huge personal fan of the Resident Evil series. I played all of Resident Evil 7 in VR for hours at a time. It was a ton of fun. And Resident Evil 2 is also a favorite of mine in the series. It's the only game that ever got me to skip school. Don't do that, kids. Because I wanted to buy it on day one. So I actually left school and went to the local retailer to pick it up. But I can't advise that. But I say we get right to gameplay because I know this is a big deal. I'm really excited to see what you guys are up to. Check it out.
All right. Yeah, we're going to have our producer, Yoshiaki Hirabayashi. Hi, everyone. Kind of with us today.
Hi.
Thanks again for coming.
Nice to meet you
So
guys.
let's jump right in.
All right. Firing up Resident Evil 2 here. Got quite a crowd here at the PlayStation E3 booth.
So here you can see, again, Resident Evil 2 is very near and dear to tons of people's hearts.
Oh yeah, just to let you guys know, sorry for pausing, but the reason why I don't have the face cam on right now is because I want full focus to be on the video. Whenever I have the face cam up, I'm always paying attention to the face cam to make sure that my face is still there and my reaction is being caught full front. But right here, right now, let's just get back into it.
And just this first shot of the Raccoon City Police Department, like the huge open foyer, like tons of nostalgia just hit you. It's pretty crazy. Not everything is exactly like where you remember it, but that's kind of intentional because this game isn't just a remake. It's a whole new game that we're building off of the foundation that the original game had built. So there's going to be a lot of familiar stuff, but there's going to be a lot of new stuff as well. So
That's how you got to do it, right? I mean, it's been close to 20 years, hasn't it?
Yep. This game alone, 20 years.
Wow.
Does it make you feel old, Sid? I feel old when
Yeah, I
I
know.
think that. That makes me feel a little old.
David, Marvin, you there? I found a way out. It's in here.
So did you actually go back and rewatch the original and then frame by frame decide what you wanted to keep in and what you wanted to update?
Definitely, yeah. Some of them were are pretty faithful to the originals, but something like this back in the day on PlayStation, it was the graphic power is not quite the level of PS4 or PS4 Pro just yet. A lot of the movements, characters jumping around, fully voiced up. It's a little bit more crude, but definitely classic. But some stuff is new, but some of the originals are there as well.
So a big change here is the fact that we're really playing the game where Leon Kennedy. And when I think of Leon Kennedy, I think of Resident Evil 2, but I also think of Resident Evil 4.
Yes.
And you guys have opted for more of a Resident Evil 4 approach to the controls. So tell me a little bit about that.
Definitely. So the over-the-shoulder thing, we know it's the original game with the fixed camera in the corner. That's very, again, near and dear to people's hearts. But with the over-the-shoulder camera, we're building a new game. This isn't a remake of the original. It is a full new game that we really want to push. And the idea of having over-the-shoulder, the pinpoint accuracy of really trying to take down zombies, it felt better for this experience. So that's where we went through. So.
But the big difference is is less shooter elements compared to the Resident Evil 4. This is more, like a Metroidvania style, survival horror, classic gameplay. So we actually try to keep the original, gameplay feel from the original. So that's kind of what we were trying to do in this new Resident Evil 2 as well.
Lighting feels very similar too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely one of the things, like, so to make it, like, you know, people always see the over-the-shoulder first person, think of just, like, you know, you're going to be running out the walls and doing backflips and things like that. It is definitely not like that at all. The zombies in this game they are tough. And not just, like, you know, if you see one or two or three, like, I got to look out. If you see one in a hallway and you can't get by him, like, you have to you fear for your life type thing, because you're probably going to die. So you really got to be careful with your ammo.
And to confirm, these are zombies a la Resident Evil 2, not Lost Plasma.
These are your T-virus zombies.
Right.
Just had to settle that one.
So Leon here is trying to save one of the fellow RPD officers. It's not looking good, unfortunately. So
That didn't go very well.
Now, we know there's going to be some familiar faces in this as well. It's characters that we've seen in other games. We saw that in the showcase asset just last night. But tell me a little bit about the approach to that.
definitely. So we've got, of course, like, not only do we have Leon has his own campaign, we also wanted to bring back Claire Redfield. So she's not playable in this demo, but she as well is going to get her full playable campaign too.
Awesome.
So, the rest of the characters are kind of, we haven't really confirmed too much yet, so I advise you to go back and watch the trailer. You can kind of make some good guesses, I think, based on those, but we'll leave it to your imagination.
Awesome. This is cool here. This is super tense.
So we're getting into here, so every time a zombie bites you, you really feel like you get that over-the-shoulder perspective really helps, because you get to see the zombies, you really feel them kind of like bite your neck just like that.
Yeah.
It kind of disorients you too when you get that, so you're spun around. It creates sort of a real sense of like, oh crap, what's going on? A zombie is actually attacking me.
And this is all running in the engine that used with Resident Evil 7, right?
It is. This is actually the RE engine. So the same game that powered RE7 is actually going to be running this game too as well. H, are you okay? You're going to do this? Yeah. It's unfair. Terrible. So again, like, they are no joke. Like, you get bit once or twice and it's almost done. So,
Oh, really? Okay.
Look at this, like restroom. We added the restroom.
yeah, so that was one thing that was really in the PS1 game. It was one of those ones. Limitations back in the day, but there were actually no restrooms in the original game.
Right.
That's a good point, actually.
When this demo, we wanted to make sure that we have a fully functioning bathroom. We put a little treat inside there for you, first aid spray.
That's a back of box.
Right.
If I've ever heard of one.
I noticed you just picked up some first aid spray before. A lot of what I love about survival horror games is the limited supplies. You really have to like think things through. Is that an element that you guys are working with?
Yeah, those are sort of like the emergency last minute things. But again, like, it is really survival horror to its fullest. Like, you're gonna need to conserve those. As you can see in his inventory there, he only had a handful of bullets. So if you're running out of bullets, there's no, like, we did add certain things, like, you know, if you find RE7 some gunpowder and some other resources, you can make more. But if you're out, you're pretty much gonna be out. So really wanted to drive home the survival aspect of this game.
Is there a knife? Is that included?
There is. So a little bit later, if we get far enough, we will show you the knife. It functions a way similar to when we did the original Resident Evil 1 remake. So instead of just being something that you use, and you can slash it to keep guys at bay, but these guys are ironclad, and generally probably not the best idea.
Yeah.
If you do get grappled, you get the chance to use it as sort of an emergency weapon to get rid of that zombie and get him off you. But if it's still, it does have a little bit of durability as well. So if it's still durable enough, you can actually pick the knife off the zombies that you just killed, get a little bit more out of it too. So
Interesting. What other sort of mechanical tweaks and changes are you guys implementing here that longtime fans might notice?
definitely, Kanasan, you want to take this one?
Well, yes, the gameplay mechanics. So since we actually feature now, over the shoulder camera view. So we actually trying to put like more kind of like intense combat, feel against the zombies. So and also the way like Leon is actually shooting is kind of like more like natural. Feel more close to the like Resident Evil 7 kind of combat style. Yeah.
There is some stuff a little bit later in the demo too, where it wasn't present in the original game, where it's a little bit kind of again pushing that survival aspect of the game. You can find like wooden boards to board up windows, to choose whether you want to board up that one if that zombie is a really problem for you. Otherwise, you can save it later in case something else comes up. But it really is about that choice of how do you want to play.
That is cool. That's something I've always wanted to see in more like zombie games.
Right.
Fortify. You know what I mean?
Stuff.
Because that's like the first thing you're going to do, right? If you're in a real zombie attack.
Put everything up.
And you're
Now,
thinking-
obviously, Sid and I are big Resident Evil fans, but for those out there that maybe haven't, approached the franchise before or something, do you feel like this is a good title to start with?
definitely. I mean, this is almost the like Resident Evil 2 is obviously the second game in the franchise, but really is sort of the genesis of where a lot of the groundswell around the brand came up. So again, if you haven't played this title before, the story is about Raccoon City is a Midwestern town. A mysterious outbreak hits. Zombies are everywhere. It's Leon, the guy with the RPG vest on here. It's his first day on the job as a cop, and he's basically coming to work and what happened? There's zombies everywhere. He's finding his comrades are basically going through hell. And Claire Redfield, who is the other character in the game, she's a college student. She's looking for her brother Chris, who works in the special forces. And they basically fates intersect, and you'll be able to sort of see each other's perspectives throughout the game. So
now he's got the combat knife.
yes.
So
here we have our knife.
Yeah.
That we get from
Marvin. Yes.
There you go, kind of like the classic slash. Using a knife always reminds me of back in the day. It's like you get a couple rounds inside the zombie, and then like just to make sure, get a couple slashes on the ground. Because half the time they'll come up and just like grab you as you walk by.
This is not how I imagined.
So again, a lot of these rooms, especially this one too, it's like that door necessarily wasn't there in the first game or the original RE2, but this room is super iconic for a lot of reasons, but it's not quite the same as you might remember it too. If you turn this corner in the original game, you might have remembered something crawling by that window. It's not there anymore, but it takes a lot different forms later. So again, we want to keep people on their toes. They expected that there, but we're going to move it because we don't want you to know everything that's going to come up.
You can't have the dogs jumping out of the same window, right?
Ari's all about jump scares and getting people off their seats, so like, if they know everything that's coming, that's no fun.
Now, I don't want you to spoil anything here, but, you know, I've played Resident Evil 2 quite a few times. Is there the same general sort of arc to the experience, or?
There is, so I'd say that the story on the whole, here's a great shot of the RE Engine's proudest work here. Pretty nasty.
Crazy.
But yeah, so the story as a whole, like, in general, you'll see a lot of the same things be happening, but again, it's not exactly the same. So you'll see, you know, characters that you might have just, like, talked with very briefly. You get a little bit more backstory into there. Places that you just walk by in downtown Raccoon City, you're going to get a chance to go in there and play a little bit more, so.
And you had mentioned Claire will be a playable character. Will that sort of cross over, they had the ability to sort of interact with each other's storyline a little bit in the original game?
Right, from time to time, so it's going to be slightly different, because back in the day it was we call it a zapping system. You could play A and B scenarios, but we wanted to have each character have their own separate campaign. They certainly will be crossing over, but it's going to be, updated, modified for this new version of the game too, so.
Awesome. This is looking great, guys. I'd love to sit here actually and do this for about another 15 or 20 minutes, but I think we actually got to get going.
Okay.
Which is a super bummer because it looks just awesome. And this is one of my favorite. Let's get this guy. Let's get him.
He just wants some snacks, you know?
Right.
He's feeling a little
Just leave him be, that's fine too. Leave him do his stuff. So,
very reluctantly, I will have to bid you farewell. Thank you so much.
We don't have to
for coming
wait very
by.
long to get our hands on it, though, right?
yes, you're right. It comes out January 25th next year.
Yes.
Please look forward to that. Only a couple short months away. We do have this game playable at our Capcom community.
Oh, actually, one thing I wanted to mention at the end is this rat is actually kind of the main concept of our announcement trailer. So it started from like rat view. So the one we showed at PlayStation Showcase is actually, it's slightly different from the one uploaded on YouTube. So, people actually, if you guys haven't seen both versions, please, enjoy it.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for coming by, showing off Resident Evil 2, coming to PS4 in January. Coming up next, we have Trover Saves the Universe. That's the new PlayStation VR game from Justin Roiland and Squanch Games. And a look at Neo 2. Stay with us.
That was awesome. I loved every minute of it. I'm sorry for being quiet, but I like when I play some gameplay. I can't speak over it that much. I like to observe and then speak. I like that they're going with the route with like the Resident Evil 7 and everything like that, and they're bringing back this. It's really cool. It's just really cool to see all of it, but I just don't remember all of this. So I'm totally lost when they say, "Oh, remember when this person came across the window?" I just don't remember that, man. But on to the next thing I want to see. So from Resident Evil, I heard that Assassin's Creed Odyssey was announced. They have some gameplay videos of it. So we're gonna go to Assassin's Creed next. Assassin's Creed Yeah. Wait, no. That's Assassin's Creed. Oh, God, I forgot the C. Odyssey. Man. I'm surprised none of it is popping up. Yeah, let's look at the trailer first, and then look at the gameplay video.
How can a child save us all if he's sentenced to die? Tell me, Nicholas. Tell me before you let our son go.
Where we begin does not define who we will become. Before you, I see a path. Built by friendship and family, love and loss, war and bloodshed.
You are sent by the gods to protect this world.
You carry the blade of Leonidas. Act like it. As you ride your odyssey across the mountains and the seas, remember, the fate of Greece journeys with you. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Watch the official gameplay walkthrough.
And this is it right here, I think. Now, before we start, I really like that they're going the Assassin's Creed Syndicate route, like with you can play as a male or female, which is really awesome. Really enjoy that. And I'm really glad they're bringing in the same elements that we've seen in Origins. And it's cool that you get to play as a female and male character. Female character for a change. Oh my God, what am I talking about? I just said Syndicate. Jesus Christ. My head, I don't think my head is on my shoulders today. I apologize. But anyway, it's really cool that they're bringing those elements all together to actually make this game possible and fluid and flexible. I like that you can customize as well. You not customize your character, but you can actually change your armor and probably decorate it as well. You know, put some extra fittings so you can be much more like a tank, or make a more stealthier maneuver to take out your enemies. That's really cool. But okay, let's get this started.
Hi, I'm Scott Phillips, Game Director on Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Today I'm excited to give you a sneak peek at 3 years of hard work from the Ubisoft Quebec team, and our transformation into a full-blown RPG with choice at the center of everything. In Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you will play a mercenary who embarks on an epic odyssey to reunite their family and confront the ones who tore it apart. Your ship, the Adrestia, will be your home base and its crew like family as you seek adventure sailing the Aegean seas and exploring the lands lands of 5th century BC ancient Greece. And for the first time ever, you will choose to play as either a male or female hero, Alexios or Cassandra. Both heroes will share the same story and gameplay possibilities. Today, we're going to play as Cassandra as she arrives at the beautiful Greek island of Mykonos. Mykonos represents just one of 8 different biomes of ancient Greece, each with their own style, stories, and adventures to discover. In Assassin's Creed Odyssey, choice is key, and it's why we've introduced interactive dialogues.
Mykonos Island, built from the corpses of giants slain by the legendary Heracles.
Read me the note again.
Eagle-bearing Mystios. That's you. We are a small but fierce group of rebels who pay you handsomely to help us overthrow our Athenian oppressors. A warrior named Theocles fights with them. None who face him survive. Please, Mystios, our people are dying. Signed, Kira.
What did your informant tell you?
Dialogues like these allow the player to roleplay and impact the characters, world, and ultimately the outcomes of their adventures.
There's also word of Spartans landing on Mykonos.
So, I'm here to find Kira, who wants me to kill Theocles.
An Athenian ally.
Who's at war with Sparta.
And don't forget the bounty.
Business as usual then.
Gods protect you, Cassandra.
Thanks, Varnavas. But they'll be too busy protecting Theocles from me.
We've been spotted. Oh, I'll handle it.
We've just been spotted by a mercenary hunting the bounty on Cassandra's head. Mercenaries are powerful enemies hired to hunt you down. Odyssey takes place during the Peloponnesian War, a time when the 2 powerhouses of Sparta and Athens are fighting for control of all Greece. Spartans and Athenians both use mercenaries to do their dirty work, but they also have armies of their own, as long as they remain strong.
Mercenary? This can't be good.
We've crossed paths with another mercenary hunting Cassandra. By killing mercenaries such as Malios, you can ultimately become the most famous and fearsome mercenary of ancient Greece. Just one of the many side stories of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
You want my head? Come and take it!
Combat in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is focused on offense and quick movement. Instead of blocking, you will be parrying and dodging attacks to create openings to use your special abilities. These special abilities are devastating thanks to the first civilization artifact that Cassandra wields, the broken spear of Leonidas. Creating a full-blown RPG was our goal from day one. Weapon, gear, and ability choice are key parts of that. Your gear is divided in 5 parts. Each item comes with its own stats and rarity, as well as perks that can be tailored to your playstyle. When leveling up, dozens of special abilities, each with multiple upgrades, become available. Once you've purchased a new ability, you choose where it's mapped on the controller, creating your own loadout. Choice in abilities, choice in weapons, and choice in gear will allow every player to have their own unique loadout and playstyle. Assassin's Creed Odyssey will constantly entice players with adventure across hundreds of quests, locations, as well as dynamic events.
Varnavas was right. The Spartans have made themselves right at home.
And in those adventures, for the first time ever, you will be able to lie, betray, or roleplay the hero. It's all up to you and how you choose to play.
I'm looking for Kira.
What do you want with her?
The mercenary who bears the eagle of Zeus. You got my message. It said something about paying me handsomely.
Mercenaries.
Athenians have enslaved our people for too long. Help us free Mykonos from their grasp, and you'll have more drachmi than you can carry. I'm here to kill Theocles, not go to war, which is why I sent word of a rebellion to you and Sparta.
My men are ferocious in a ground assault, but we're outnumbered.
fights with the fury of Ares.
Join us in battle. If you're half the warrior Kira says you are, we'll grind these Athenians into dust.
All right, Spartan. I'll fight with you. But Diocles is mine.
To battle then.
Cassandra has agreed to help the rebels in a conquest battle. These conquest battles pit hundreds of soldiers against each other and can take place with or without the player's help when a nation becomes weak. The outcome of these battles, as well as your choices in the game, will have dramatic impacts and shape the future of Greece. We found the Athenian hero Diocles. Combat in Odyssey is fueled by adrenaline. Adrenaline is earned by dodging, parrying, and landing hits on enemies. When the player has enough adrenaline, it can be unleashed in devastating special ability attacks, like Sparta Kick. But your enemies have abilities of their own and will challenge you like never before.
Your life ends today.
With Diocles dead, Mykonos Island will now be controlled by the Spartans. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this sneak peek at the epic adventure of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, coming October 5th.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, available October 5th. Get early access with Gold and Ultimate Editions.
I'm really glad that they're doing this. It's really awesome. God, I keep saying that. It's awesome. It's awesome. Anyway, this is really cool. I'm really glad that they're doing this, and plus they're releasing this very early. It's not even that far away. Another thing. It reminds me too much of not God of War. What do you call that game? That show, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. It reminds me too much of Game of Thrones, especially how she put the blade, her sword, on fire like that. Like in the last season, that dude who could put his blade on fire. Really cool, really awesome, and kind of remind me of Leonidas from 300. As well, so it's basically gonna be 300. That's how it feels to me. So let's go to the next thing. I want to check out Walking Dead. What do you call that? The Walking Dead game, official game. I have it on my TV screen here. Official, yeah, there it is. Check out.
So many things. Husbands and wives, doctors and teachers, writers, architects. But when the world ended, all that ended too. Every day we fight for more than survival. We fight to build a new life.
Oh wow, this is coming out this year as well. Shoot, that's cool. All right, let's check out. And hey, man, that didn't really get me. I saw the 4 other character trailers. I didn't see any. I'm not gonna watch any gameplay videos of Overkill because I want to be surprised. I want to play this game with fresh eyes. Plus, I want to put it on the channel. So stay tuned for that in the future. Hitman 2 E3 2018 gameplay demo. Let's check out that. Hitman. Gameplay. Oh, gameplay demo is a demo. Okay. Yeah, let's check this out.
Time around, we continue the story from the previous game, so it brings us closer to the characters we introduced in the first game, because normally people tend to not make it through the levels, right? So this time around, we actually made sure that we kept some to kind of work with moving forward, right? And
I apologize. This is someone else's. This person's channel, because he did a really good job of recording all of this, and I'm.
This time around, the story will kind of bring them closer to Agent 47 and the ties to his past and all that stuff. So it's going to be really exciting to kind of get that out there.
Excellent. One of the cool things about Hitman that I've always loved is the ability to come at any job, hit, or whatever, with different play styles. Like, you could be a sneaky, or you could be like me and just go running in and kill the guy and trying to escape. Will that be a continuation in this?
We are gonna kind of continue in the same format with a mission where this is a hyper detailed sandbox. In the case of Miami, it's centered around a race where one of the targets is actually driving one of the cars.
Oh, that's nice.
So how can I get to her? But then we kind of drop you off at the entrance, and then it's up to you to figure out how do you want to solve this mission. Of course, we have all the different areas that you need when you do a race, right? So the backstage area with pits and paddocks and VIP drivers lounges, all that kind of stuff. We even have flamingos, mascots. Lots of disguises for you to kind of use in order to infiltrate and get close to your target. So of course, a plethora of items in the mission that you just saw fish. That's going to be one of our favorites right now. So it's all about how do you want to complete your mission.
Well, I know a buddy of mine, Mr. Spamfish, likes to do it, and I can't remember what the name of it is when you don't ever take off the suit.
That's the Silent Assassin suit only.
Suit only. Silent Assassin. Yeah. That's the way he's going to do it. I'm sure there's going to be like different achievements like that you can do. Yeah,
lots of challenges. We always kind of want to challenge you in many different ways. So there's challenges in the missions, and then on top of that we have these escalation contracts, which we also had in the previous game, where we kind of challenge you to do all sorts of things in the missions, not necessarily eliminating the targets, but different things. And then of course we have elusive targets coming. Coming back as well. So edge of your seat gaming, it's like you get one shot, right?
Yeah. Those are some of the best things about the previous game. Was the elusive targets you'd have a different target and you get one shot, and that's it to complete the mission. And sometimes they even had celebrity targets in there.
Yeah.
What were some of the ones last year? Wasn't there Gary Busey in there?
Gary Busey was in last time. Yeah. So.
That was so cool though. I mean, that's awesome.
He's one target. When you go from a game like it's wildly successful, obviously people play the heck out of it.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you wish you could have done in the previous game that you're able to do in this game?
Well, this time around, we of course, we're building on a solid foundation, first of all, right? So
As always,
we have a lot of tools already available to us when we create the missions. This time around, we kind of took a look at the crowd gameplay. So right now in the next game, you can actually dip into the crowd. So if you get into a lot of trouble, it's hide in the crowd. Then the guards will try to find you, but they will have a hard time completing that. So you kind of have to sneak around in the puddle of people. Besides that, we have a feature called hammer down. No, we have a feature called picture in picture, which in case someone finds this guy, then it will be shown to you. So even though you kind of continued your path through the mission, then you can still get the information that someone was found. And Diana will use it to show you things on the levels, and we can also show events that occur. So if the target is doing something interesting, then we can also highlight that. So
That's
so
cool.
so we kind of keep we go to great lengths to keep this hyper detailed sandbox alive. So even though you're not in the area, then stuff still happens, right? So this kind of really helps you show that. And then last but not least, one of the fan favorites. Something that people have been asking for years is back, and that's the sniper briefcase. So 47 gets to carry around a sniper rifle inside his briefcase, but he can also use it to store other items of suspiciousness that you don't want to have shown.
I think that should be the subtitle of Hitman 2. Hitman 2 Items of Suspiciousness.
Yeah.
No, the last time this game came out, it was released episodically. Would that be a fair thing to say? Is this game going to do the same thing, or
this time around we're doing a bit different? Hitman 2 will be available. All the story missions will be available November 13 when we launch. So you can kind of go at it at your own pace.
Wow. Okay.
And then after that point, we will continue with the live tail end, just as we did in the previous game. So all the elusives, all the escalations, there's going to be expansions, and also we have this new game mode called Sniper Assassin, which is a sniper only experience, and that's also going to be part of this tail end.
that was always one of the coolest things about the game is how it never stopped. It kept the content kept getting added, more and more things to do, more and more like escalations and that kind of thing. Man, it's just great. I can't wait to get my
That's
hands
also
on
one of the things, right, where now we did it with the previous game, right? So now we have a ton of experience in how to deliver these kind of things and where to improve and what can we do better and more fun this time around.
Now, does it all take place in the same general location, or do you travel around a little bit?
Just as last time, we do a lot of globe trotting, right? So with this one is in Miami. 47 hasn't been there before. But then, of course, the other missions will take place in different locations.
Okay.
Yeah. So
How many sniper missions are there compared to regular missions, or is that?
the sniper mission is a separate mode. Right now we have one, and then there will be several more during.
That was the wedding one, right?
That was the wedding one, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was watching a bit of that, and I couldn't believe there's so many things that you can shoot out, and I was watching because you can just be
Why not
a jerk.
Yeah.
Like you can shoot the wedding cake, you can shoot the wine glass they're holding, and they react to it. And I was worried about that maybe there would be no reaction. Like you shoot a wine glass, and they're just like, oh, I'll just get another one, like Sim style or something. But instead, they're like, yeah, someone just shot at me. What just happened?
Well, I think that's where the sniper missions, they build on the same foundation as the rest of the game, right? Where we go to kind of we go very deep in terms of making these events happen, right? So when you have a race in Miami, for instance, right? Then the race ends at some point. So what happens then, right? So and in the sniper assassin, right? It's the wedding that kind of it can go different ways based on how you interact with the scene, right? So yeah, if you shoot the cake, then someone's gonna get upset.
Can you just not shoot and let them have a nice wedding?
You can also do that.
What?
Yeah.
Just let them have a nice one.
Yeah, just a good ending, man. Just, you might fail the mission, but happily ever after.
Yeah, but the trick of it is to kind of do it without getting noticed, right? The same rules kind of apply in a way, right? So you have to.
Newsflash. Zlata is putting pressure on us to get the traffic up down at the clinic.
Or what? She'll put a cap.
Remove the targets without anyone seeing it, just from a distance.
We're talking about as far as any kind of multiplayer co-op.
The Sniper Assassin actually has a co-op mode where you can play online with your friends, which is a first in our franchise. So that's very, very exciting that you actually get to team up with someone and have the experience together.
No, I just gotta say this. I'm glad they're still keeping it the same with the same control. You can pick the same button to pick up, the same button to run, the same, you know, the climb and everything. I'm so glad. And I'm also glad on the additions of playing with friends online. What else? Still keeping the same voice actor. That's like A+ in my book. Please. Perfect. And I'm glad it's not episodic that much this time. Thank God.
Together and, you know, sync up your shots and, okay, I'm distracting this guy, you're distracting that guy, you got him, yeah, and then shoot at the same time.
I just had to mention that Agent 47 has now picked up my absolute favorite weapon from the last game, Mr. Crowbar.
Precisely.
And Mr. Crowbar, sometimes he gets a little angry and doesn't like what you say, so he has to show you.
Oh, God.
Welcome to Miami, 47. The innovation race is on its last day, and it is down to the wire. The Providence defectors are Robert and Sierra Knox. A day of high-octane thrills and two very public targets.
Agent 47.
I'm so glad that it's coming out this year. I'm definitely going to be putting it on my channel like I did the first game. I'm really excited, very excited. The next game we're going to be looking at is Days Gone E3 2018 gameplay demo. So let's get into it. I believe that's going to be the last one for now. And later on, if so, I will upload some more. Okay. Let's get into it. Oh, E3 2018. Exactly what I'm looking for.
Hello, welcome back to PlayStation Live at E3 2018. I'm Rob Pearson. Joining us on stage, we have John Garvin, Jeff Ross, and Chris Reese from Ben's Studio. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Absolute pleasure to have you with us. Also on the sofa, we've got Ramon Russell.
I'm so sorry for my phone, you know. I have to find a way to turn that down or turn it off completely.
And we have got playable Days Gone. The first thing I want to ask you is the Pacific Northwest. Why did you choose that as a setting?
Dude, it's really not. It's more about the high desert than the Pacific Northwest. So, for those of you who don't know, Eastern Oregon, which is like 90% of the state, is high desert, and that really means extreme weather, extreme terrain, and a lot of variety, density in a very, very small space.
Fantastic. Can we have a little play of the game here? Have we got it going?
It's a little bit of load.
Still loading, okay.
So the demo we're going to play for you today is called You Got a Death Wish, and it's one of the things we really want to show off is how it kind of tries to marry a linear narrative experience in a dynamic open world. So it's a combination of the two things. So at Ben Studio, we've always done narrative-driven games, and we're really excited to be able to bring the production values. You can see we have really powerful cutscenes, and then it goes into gameplay in a way that sets up the open world.
Awesome. And what can you tell us about our main character, Deacon St. John? Like, what was the inspiration behind this character?
Well, a few things. He's broken. So you saw from a couple of trailers that we've released that he's lost someone and it scarred him in a way. And it was like Jeff would like to say, everybody loses people, in these kinds of end of the world scenarios. So what's particular about Deacon though is that he was an ex-member of an outlaw motorcycle club, and therefore he has a love of the open road. He has a love of motorcycles. Yeah. And there's a sense of brotherhood, and you can see that here in these scenes with him and his best friend Boozer. And so it was that combination that really sort of drew us to this particular character.
Right, we're going to continue to learn about him as you're playing the game, correct? About him and his backstory and why he is the way he is.
I mean, the bike is very important, right, as well?
Yeah, we almost consider the bike to be another character.
Yeah.
Because you only get one, and you're constantly upgrading it, you're constantly trying to repair it, you need to keep it refueled, and if you lose it, you got to go find it, and you can't whistle for a new one. So, right?
Like a horse. Yeah, the refueling mechanic is a huge game design choice. I really, really like that. Can you talk more about how important it's going to be to be able to find fuel?
Just fine.
Sorry. So the refueling mechanic, and actually you have to find gas to keep your bike going. It's a mechanic we haven't really seen done to this extent before. Can you talk more about that and how it changes the gameplay?
Well, like in this demo, one of the things that Jeff's taking the run and gun approach. So we like to call it sandbox combat. So basically what you can do is you can run and gun, you can stealth your way through, and your goal here is to get and find a bike part, right? So you're here actually for kind of a trivial reason. You've risked your friend's life to come and get a part for your bike. And so that shows a little bit about Deacon's character, but then as you watch Jeff play through this wide linear sequence, he can play it 100 different ways, and if you watch other people play, you'll see that, okay, they didn't take this route, they didn't stop and check the trunk of this police car, and those are kind of like our treasure chests throughout the world, so you're always on the lookout for those, because that's how you're going to find ammo and health kits. And then you're seeing one of our stealth mechanics here. If you're quiet, if you crouch walk, and you walk up behind an enemy, then you have the opportunity for a stealth takedown.
And what can you tell us about the Freakers? Because they're quite unique. We've seen, a fair few undead enemies in video games before. What makes the Freakers unique, and what was your decision making behind making them the way they are?
They're alive.
They're alive.
Yeah, they're not zombies. They're alive. And so that sounds trivial, but it's not, because it basically means we have a full day-night cycle in the game.
Right.
And they have things that they do. There's an ecosystem, and they have to eat, they have to drink, they have to hibernate, and so you will find them, like in this scenario, you'll see that there's some nests, and Freakers build nests for reasons you discover while you're playing the game, and then you can take those nest zones out in order to free up fast travel routes, so it becomes part of the metagame. But Freakers are evolving. They're living creatures who have been affected by this virus, and there's several different types. And some of our trailers you've seen, we've shown the Screamer, which is a female that can have sort of an alarm system that will bring in more Freakers. Right. We have the affected bear, so it affects animals. In our last trailer, we showed mountain lion and the crow. Right, so you have so it's just it's a wide variety of challenges for the player. And like we said, the world comes for you, and that's part of it. Is that these creatures are always after you, and at night they're stronger. Yeah. If it starts raining, they become stronger.
Well, I've seen in previous trailers Deacon actually utilizing the Freakers as a weapon against his enemy as well. So you can actually use them to your advantage as well as the environment itself.
Yeah, absolutely. We call it the Freako system. So in this scenario, there's not a lot of chance for that, but if he were fighting marauders or rippers, then he could find a nearby swarm. It's an open world, so you can just explore. You can find other tools like a swarm or a freaker bear, and you can bring them into an enemy camp and watch the sort of mayhem that happens.
I guess you got to be careful though, you don't get kind of sucked into it.
I like this gun, you guys. So you have melee combat and you have gun combat. Can you talk about how you designed and balanced for both? It's like so many different scenarios require the player to determine how they want to play it, right? So that's why we have like this full set of stealth mechanics. We have a full set of weapons that you can upgrade, and in order to do that, you have to go to the human encampment. So there's survivor encampments in the world, the only places in the world where it's safe, and you have to do jobs and missions with them in order to earn trust. And then once you earn trust, the merchants there will sell you things. I like that.
And then it's like, and if you want to upgrade your shotgun, or you want to upgrade, or you want to buy a silencer for it, then you have to have enough trust at that encampment in order to do that.
Boozer, you there? I found the part.
Nope, got the bike part.
Reapers! Reapers!
He's not having a good time.
This is the inside of the Crazy Willie's truck stop, and that's one of the other things we wanted to point out is that full open world, but there's a lot of exploration in the game. All of the building interiors are accessible. There's no load times to get in and outside of a building or to go between regions. This is in the Belknap Wilderness, and the whole area is just completely explorable. And then these are the Rippers that I mentioned earlier. So these are one of the cults in the game.
Cats are dead symbols of a dead man. Dead symbols of the lost. Get off me! Bitches! Biker Man! You must be brought low, Biker Man. For you are lost, and we are found.
Oh yeah, that's all hurt.
So you can see they're not very friendly.
You've talked about having freedom in terms of how you approach missions. So you can approach them stealthily. You can go in all guns blazing if you want to. What kind of freedom do you have in terms of the mission structure, in terms of the story? Do you get to make story choices in the game, or is it like sort of like a linear narrative path you're going to be taking?
Yeah, there's several key places where you have to choose what Deacon is going to do in a key situation. So we released a bunch of footage last month, and if you watch carefully, you'll see that there's a moment where Deacon has the choice to take a man's life or to force Boozer to do it.
Right.
And that will have an impact on Boozer's morale. So your best friend, how he feels about you, how he feels about the world, that's kind of up to you as the player.
Awesome.
Did you just die?
Yeah,
Hey, we just wanted to prove that we're showing that was our scripted.
You're keeping it real. Not really what just happened.
We wanted to prove that it was real. It was.
and you will die in this game.
Yes, you will die lots.
All right, so you tried doing sort of a stealthy approach, and now you're just going to go in with a shotgun and blow them away.
Get that headshot.
Or baseball bat, that works.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about what has happened in the world? You know, why are we in this post-apocalyptic situation? Like, are you able to reveal like kind of what has happened, what has led to this transition?
Yeah, it's one of those things that we really want the player to sort of learn as they go. So there are answers,
Right.
But you have to explore. There's we've introduced this group called NERO, which is our National Emergency Response Organization. They're out in the world. They have these MMUs that you're trying to break into in order to get medical supplies. They're part of the story, and obviously Deacon has lost somebody. We saw that in a trailer. That's part of the story. And as far as like the pandemic and the horrors that you run into constantly, these all sort of weave together to sort of explain how we got to this place in this world. And we're really excited to have players get into the world and just sort of explore and let us know what they think.
I mean, it's looking fantastic. I can't wait to just get around on the bike. The bike looks like really, really cool. Like, how far can you upgrade the bike? How far does it go? Like,
I couldn't hear it, sorry.
How far can you upgrade the bike? How many parts do you think there are?
There's at least 20 categories of things you can upgrade. That are all functional, plus all kinds of ways to tweak it visually. From a paint job to a custom skin theme, and all kinds of just visual, actual hardware upgrades. But a ton. You can really make it your own.
awesome. Well, John, Jeff, Chris, thank you so much for your time. Ramon, is there anything else you want to ask?
Days gone. We also got a release date.
Yes, it is.
February 22nd, 2019.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we're really excited.
February 22nd. Can't wait. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. The game is looking absolutely fantastic. We have got a lot more coming up from PlayStation Live at E3. We've got an incredible lineup of games to show you, so please stay with us. We'll be back right soon.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely 100% honest here. For me, I just don't know. It looks okay, and that's because I play too much zombie games, including the Last of Us. But the Last of Us that's different. That's a much better game. But here, oh my god, my phone! Come on, stop it! But right here, it didn't grab me. The gameplay right here just didn't grab me at all. It just looks okay. Just okay. And I think the reason why that is because, one, my mind is still stuck on Cyberpunk 2077. Matter of fact, I'm going to check out to see if they have any interviews, of course, and see what they're talking about. I heard Mike Pondsmith is on the floor, and Young Year. I saw Young Year, a video of Young Year talking to Mike Pond and everything, and Angry Joe as well. I really enjoyed those interviews, but I want to see what the developers alone have to say. Like, what do they have to say about this Cyberpunk 2077? But other than that, if you guys enjoyed this Days Gone video of the gameplay and everything, and you're really hyped, that's good for you guys. I'm really glad. But for me, this gameplay did not grab me, and neither did the trailer. But I'm glad that they do have customizable features in this game, and I am glad that they actually have running zombies, kind of like oh god, what do you call that game where the zombies run instead of walk? Jesus. Anyway, it doesn't really matter right now. So I'll see you guys a little with the interviews on Cyberpunk 2077. I'm not interviewing. I'm just going to be watching the interviews, reacting, whatever. But I'll see you guys there. All right? Peace.